Okay, just like before, this graph shows moisture absorption isotherms. On the x-axis here show the water activity level, but it doesn't display the legend. On the y-axis is the moisture content. So all enzyme catalyzed reaction can proceed in foods with relatively low water content. As you can see here in the circle, red circle here, the enzyme activity can actually be initiated at relatively low water activity value in this region, and then as the water activity increases, the rate of enzyme reaction increases exponentially. The rate of hydrolysis increases with increases water activity. Hydrolysis here meaning water activity, the presence of a high amount of water molecules. So the higher the water, the free water molecule, meaning the increase the water activity, the reaction being extremely slow at the very low water activities. At each water activity, there appears to be a maximum extent of hydrolysis, which also increases with water content. As shown here, for example, water activity increases but then decreases. There's a maximum here in the Browning reactions. Complete conversion of the substrate was observed for water activities greater than 0.75, so around here, which is quite high. Below water activity 0.75, the reaction continued to 100% hydrolysis, meaning free water molecule achieve 100% level. So this table simply summarizes the water activity threshold, meaning the minimum value for various food products. Grain, for example, the hydrolytic enzyme involved is phytase in here, and temperature minimum or optimum, I think this is 23 degree, and the minimum water activity is 0.9. Okay, for flour, the enzyme involved is hydrolytic enzyme involved is amylase and protease. Okay, temperature can start at 30 degree, and the enzyme can work at 0.75 water activity. Notice this value here, it's quite low value water activity, 0.2, as you see in the previous graph. So in the wheat germ, glycoside hydrolase can actually start reactions at such a very dry environment here. So this is all for your reference. There are several other enzymes here: amylase, protease, lipase, and so on. We'll look some of these enzymes later on. So how exactly water activity influence the enzyme substrate interaction? Well, number one is due to the hydration effects. So water activity can significantly influence enzyme substrate interaction, particularly hydration effect. This hydration effect refers to the process of water molecules surrounding and interacting with the enzyme and the substrate molecule. So optimal hydration level are important for maintaining the enzyme structure and facilitating substrate binding. So optimal hydration here, meaning it doesn't mean the maximum hydration, but the hydration level is specific. Higher than this optimal value, the enzyme binding with the substrate may reduce, and then if it is less than the optimal range, then it also affecting the enzyme and substrate binding. That's why they use the word optimal here. On high water activity environment, as you can see in the previous graph, they tend to promote excessive, that obviously cause excessive hydration of enzyme active site, which is an important site on the protein molecule where the substrate binding, which lead to reduced enzyme substrate binding activity, meaning basically the water molecule basically occupies the active sites and therefore hinder the substrate from binding to the active sites. Conversely, at low water activity condition, will result in insufficient hydration. It also means water molecule is away from the active site, impairing enzyme flexibility and substrate accessibility. Therefore, balancing the optimum hydration effect is important for optimizing enzyme activity and substrate specificity. This is an important word. Basically, enzyme only work with specific substrate in food processing or food processing application. Understanding the impact of water activity on hydration dynamics will provide insight into the regulation of enzyme reaction and product quality control. Water activity also affects enzyme substrate interaction through accessibility of the substrate molecule. In high water activity environments, water molecule can hinder or block substrate accessibility by promoting hydration of enzyme molecule and forming water barrier around the active site. This is what I mean by water molecule occupying the active site and block the binding of substrate. Excess hydration also impedes the interaction between enzyme and substrate, reducing enzyme substrate binding affinity. The word affinity here refers to the strength, the strength of binding between the enzyme and the substrate. The higher the binding, the higher the affinity, meaning the stronger the binding between enzyme and the substrate. Catalytic efficiency is refer to the catalytic capability. Enzyme main job is to catalyze a chemical reaction, biological reaction or chemical reaction. On the other hand, on the low water activity condition, as you can see in the previous graph, can promote substrate dehydration and facilitating substrate binding. Therefore, if there is no water molecule on the active site, then the substrate can bind on the enzyme, resulting in enzyme substrate interaction. Therefore, we need to know optimal water activity level that are good for maintaining the balance between hydration and substrate accessibility, and therefore maximizing enzyme activity and specificity. Understanding the influence of water activity on the substrate accessibility also provide insights into the regulation of enzyme reaction and the design of food processing strategies in order to enhance product quality and stability. Now we look at a couple of enzymes, the influence of water activity on specific enzyme in food system. The first one, lipase. As we know that lipase catalyze lipid hydrolysis, breaking down a large lipids molecule into its or fat molecule into its fatty acids constituents components as well as glycerol. Therefore, if we activate or the activity of lipase is higher, then the production of fatty acids and glycerol also higher. So high water activity level in lipid containing food can enhance lipase activity and therefore leading to the production of fatty acids and increase lipid degradation, and the problem is rancidity due to the higher amount of fatty acids. And rancid excessive water activity also accelerate lipid oxidation reactions, resulting in off flavor, meaning you don't have a good flavor, and basically also reduce shelf life of the product of the lipid rich food products due to the excessive water. So that's the reason why we tend to keep our food away from water, because of this reason, including this enzyme amylase that we know that it catalyzes the hydrolysis of starch molecule, in other words large carbohydrate molecule, into simpler sugar components such as glucose and maltose. The presence of water activity or the higher water activity, it will influence amylase activity by modulating substrate hydration. In other words, controlling substrate hydration. The substrate here refer to the starch. So starch get hydrolyzed into its component glucose, simple sugar, and accessibility. So optimal water activity condition will promote amylase activity, enhancing starch breakdown and facilitating dough fermentation in baking processes. The last one, water activity also influence enzymes such as protease, that we know this protease is catalyze the hydrolysis of protein such as eggs, a lot of protein or egg, into its individual or into its peptide component. Peptide here refer to basically a smaller chain of amino acids, and amino acid is single molecule. So from large molecule of proteins into smaller peptide molecule containing a couple of amino acids, and then individual amino acid also present. Water activity affects proteases by influencing protein hydration and conformational changes. High water activity level can accelerate protease-mediated protein degradation, leading to texture deterioration and off flavor in protein-rich foods. If you're making a cookie, if you have cookie containing a lot of protein due to egg, the use of eggs, or any product basically, even meats, yeah, beef, etc. In the presence of protease and the enzyme, it may come from it may come from fruits like papain. Yeah, papain is a type of proteases from papaya. You mix that with your beef steak, yeah, your meat become more tender, yeah, because the papain protease can break down some of those protein in our beef and making it more tender.